This summer, as we all know, Canada is marking its 150th anniversary. 150 years of our country developing, changing and growing. All summer, we're going to take a look at different snapshots of life in Canada. Yesterday, we introduced you to Fogo Island on the eastern edge of Newfoundland, and today we head to the nation's capital for a little celebration of life. A look at a new family who just gave birth to their first biological son and what it's like to raise a baby in 2017. This is little Mateus. He's Natasha and Evan Richmond's firstborn. But he has a whole bunch of sisters waiting for him across the world.
So we're missionaries in Mozambique.
We've been in Mozambique for about 2.5 years, and we'll come up to about 3 years in June.
People ask us if he's our first child, and we say, no, well, he's our first biological, but really he's our 71st. He's got 70 sisters waiting for us back in Mozambique.
We met at a Christian summer camp. We were teaching kayaking.
So I thought, man, this guy's pretty cute, you know, really great with kids. I knew I wanted to be overseas, so I said to him one day as we were kayaking, it was kind of my intro question. I said, so, you know, what do you see yourself doing for the rest of your life? Because I plan on spending most of mine in a developing nation. And kind of went from there. And he proposed after we'd been dating for about 1.5 years, and we got married a year later, and then we moved to Mozambique a year after that.
Natasha and Evan loved their life in Africa, but when they got pregnant, they knew coming home to deliver the baby was the right decision for them.
Yeah, I think the 3 biggest things, you kind of hit them on the head, was family, health, and Canadian citizenship kind of thing. So both of our families live here in Ottawa, and we're so grateful just to get to share this time with them. They've been incredibly supportive. In Mozambique, 7% of children died before the age of 1.
The hospitals in Mozambique weren't something that we really wanted to have a baby in, and so we started doing lots of appointments down in South Africa. And so we really wanted to come home to Canada, have Mateus, have our child, and then have that time with family here in Ottawa.
Natasha's pregnancy was pretty smooth, but the delivery was a different story.
Part of any pregnancy is just having that birth plan about what to expect, and then what are the options if things start going sideways or going in an unexpected way.
After 30 hours in labor, Natasha's body began to shut down. Doctors had to do an emergency transfer to another hospital.
When we were transferred, it was kind of just running on autopilot, just like running the map that I had planned out. But when the doctor was assessing her, telling us the different options, is that it's like, we're going to try with the forceps, but if that doesn't work, we're going to have to go to an emergency C-section. And so it's like kind of praying that we weren't going to come to a C-section, and that going with the forceps would be effective and work. And so it's always something that's consider, just when your birth plan doesn't go as planned.
A few hours and lots of screaming later, Mateus was born.
We didn't know if it was a girl or a boy whenever I was pregnant. We really had it in our heads. We're like, oh yeah, well, of course it's going to be a girl. We already have 70 girls in Mozambique. It's just going to be the 71st girl. Well, out popped this hairy little 9-pound boy that wasn't so little. I was like, oh my goodness, we just gave birth to a child. What happened to my newborn baby? So I think that's been one of the things that shocked me the most, has just been how big he's growing. At 2 months, he's almost 14 pounds.
He's a very easygoing baby who likes being passed around, likes being held.
Now, there are some new challenges to face.
I think the hardest part for us is transitioning back to Mozambique. We love our lives here in Canada so much. We love being surrounded by our family, by having the comfort of the healthcare system here, by knowing, you know, if anything goes wrong, we're just a quick drive away from the nearest hospital. So I think that's kind of one of the hardest parts for us.
The family will be heading back to Mozambique this summer, bringing Mateus along for the ride. Every family is unique with their own set of rules and challenges, but this family is surrounded by love all around the world.
Family is just that showing of love to those around, and so with Mateus, it's been really great just seeing that smile on his face, seeing him laugh and giggle, And just knowing that that's the same kind of laugh and giggle that we have with our girls in Mozambique.
Be sure to tune in tomorrow as we take a look at some of Canada's most romantic places.